Well, it's been a busy morning there at the COVID inquiry. Matt Hancock facing really quite persistent questioning about his role in the early days of the COVID outbreak. He has talked about how he was trying to raise the alarm and wake up Whitehall to the scale of the problem. He has this morning blamed the toxic culture in Number 10 for the COVID failings. And he has also talked about Dominic Cummings, referring to him as a malign influence. He said he was unpleasant to me and my staff, and he inculcated a culture of fear. We know that Dominic Cummings has been very, very critical of Matt Hancock in the past. They break normally for about an hour, and we'll talk to my colleague Ashish Joshi, who's down there in a short while, to get his reflections on the morning. But let's just bring you the other breaking news that we've had in the last few minutes, and that is the news that the former Labour Chancellor, Alistair Darling, has passed away. He was 70. We've had a statement from his family, from the Labour Party, actually. They've said the death of Alistair Darling, a former Chancellor of the Exchequer and long-serving member of the Labour Cabinet, was announced in Edinburgh today. Mr Darling, the much-loved husband of Margaret and beloved father of Callum and Anna, died after a short spell in Western General Hospital under the wonderful care of the cancer team. Let's bring in our Deputy Political Editor, Sam Coates, who can join me now on this. Sam, he was a really big figure, a large part of the Labour Party, Chancellor under Gordon Brown, also serving under Tony Blair as Chief Secretary to the Treasury, and in recent years a Lord.
That's right. The Labour Party will be in mourning today as one of the towering figures in Labour politics of the last 40 years has passed away. Alistair Darling, Lord Darling, was, as you say, both a titan at the Treasury, Chief Secretary to the Treasury under Tony Blair, and then most notably Chancellor under Gordon Brown in an important, turbulent, tumultuous period in British politics. His time in the Treasury coincided with the 2008 financial crash. It was he who, together with Gordon Brown as Prime Minister, attempted to steady the ship quite soon on into Gordon Brown's premiership. As banks went under, they had to nationalise some of Britain's key institutions like the Royal Bank of Scotland and prevent a complete economic catastrophe. The person who stopped that complete economic catastrophe was, amongst other people, Alistair Darling. His time in the Treasury was difficult. He had, at points, a turbulent relationship with the Prime Minister, Gordon Brown. At points, Gordon Brown wondered whether he should sack Alistair Darling, replacing him with Ed Balls. But Alistair Darling won through his relationship with Gordon Brown. Alistair Darling really was a calm and reassuring figure, I think, for many in the Labour Party. And so he stayed in office all the way through. I remember, Jane, talking to him at critical points when Labour was dealing with some of those tensions between Number 10 and Number 11. He remained, in private just as in public, fiercely loyal to the government that he served, to the Prime Minister that he served. He then had a big, major second act in the politics of the United Kingdom. That came 4 years after Labour's defeat in 2010. That was in 2014 when David Cameron held a referendum on whether or not Scotland should stay part of the United Kingdom. And it was Alistair Darling, again, who stepped up and chaired the cross-party Better Together organisation, a campaign group that knitted together representatives of all the main political parties who believed in Britain staying all together and Scotland staying part of the Union. There he ran a campaign which in many ways was the origin of the campaign run over Brexit, which emphasised the economic and political instability that would have flowed from Scotland leaving the United Kingdom. He, as a strong, reassuring force, again managed to be on the winning side of that referendum. He knitted together tensions across all the different parties that believed in the union, kept that campaign together and managed to steer it through, again, some politically rocky types. Alistair Darling was an urbane, friendly, incredibly well-respected figure who will be much missed. He had many, many friends in Labour in London and Labour in Scotland. He was at the heart of Scottish Labour, and the whole left behind will be felt strong by many in the Labour movement today.
Well, lovely tribute, Sam. Thanks very much. We'll be talking more and getting more political reaction to that announcement in the next hour that the Labour Chancellor, former Labour Chancellor Alistair Darling, has passed away with his family by his side, and also announced just an hour ago too the death of the former Pogues frontman and the singer and songwriter Shane MacGowan, who has passed away. He had been ill for some time. He passed away with his family at his bedside. More reflections on both of these after the break.